Why do we try so hard to be perfect with everything we do? What is it about showing signs of weakness or imperfection that seems so wrong? A few years ago, I found myself at a national bowling tournament in Indiana where hundreds, if not thousands, of bowlers came together to bowl for a chance at the national championship. As each game progressed, I found myself growing tougher on myself, raising the bar for success and criticizing every minor mistake until I made it to the final round. Though these high expectations led me to this very moment, standing, ball in hand, ready to throw the winning shot, I realized something. Being a perfectionist doesn't always make you perfect. I had such high standards for myself that I couldn't even accept anything less than perfect. It was in my later research that I could define this little talent as the act of setting excessively high standards for performance and accompanied by overly critical self-evaluation. But no standard I ever set was good enough, so I set out to soon realize that perfection wasn't obtainable. In fact, perfectionism itself is said to be called a nirvana fantasy, which is essentially the comparison of actual things versus unrealistic or idealistic things. This is often associated with photoshopped magazines as women's bodies are being digitally manipulated and altered into the impossible expectation of what the perfect woman looks like in society. But when did this looming pressure to measure up become something we believed we needed? Are we so afraid of being average that we lost what makes us unique? Does this obsession of constantly needing to be perfect actually result in perfection? What I hadn't told you about this tournament was that I had been bowling with a heavy heart full of negativity and a severe case of undiagnosed tendonitis in my arm. Though I won the national championship that day, I lost my freedom to enjoy it with a lifetime of negative mental, emotional, and physical effects that resulted from this perfectionism. One might not see it, but there is quite a bit of stress and anxiety that comes along with constantly needing to be perfect. If not kept in check, this emotional turmoil could lead to further issues like depression, anger, and insecurity through the constant negative criticisms of being considered inadequate and inferior. Perfectionism will steal your joy, make any slight imperfection seem like an epic failure, which is limiting your ability to be content with the fruits of your time and effort that you have so steadily invested. Mentally, perfectionism is your biggest enemy. If we can change the way we think, we can change the way we live. There's a famous Chinese proverb that comes to mind. Be careful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, for your words will become your actions. Be careful of your actions, for your actions become your habits. And your habits, yes, they will become your character. And be careful of your character, for your character will become your destiny. With perfectionism, excessive worrying, overthinking, and negative self-talk are all ways of self-destruction. But we should never be afraid to fail or to limit ourselves to what we think we cannot do. And lastly, anything that causes stress takes a toll on our bodies. Whether it is a simple problem with procrastination, sleep disturbances, muscle tension, or migraine pain, or even a more serious issue like mental or eating disorders, heart problems, or suicidal ideations, we all have to deal with our physical shortcomings. This can be avoided due to perfectionism being what it is. Looking back I learned a valuable lesson that day, aside from investing in a very, very strong aspirin. It's okay to not be perfect. And though most of you may not be able to resonate with my personal experience in Indiana, I'm sure most of you can resonate with the same feeling. Whether it's in a gym, classroom, or the workplace, we have all strived for perfection and placing extremely high expectations on ourselves, and then being mad when we fall short. Being a perfectionist doesn't always make us perfect. So why do we try so hard to be perfect when not everything we do has to be